I get a lot of questions about gut health and probiotics and prebiotic foods, and so this is your training, your go-to place to find all the info you need about probiotic and prebiotic food basics. So this can help heal your gut, boost your overall well-being, because every single thing that we eat has to go through our gut to get to the rest of our body. So if you think about your gut health as the foundation for the rest of your health, then you'll have everything in order. So you need to start thinking about your gut as a foundation for everything else you're trying to do. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain muscle, if you're trying to get more energy, more mental clarity, whatever it is, if you can't appropriately use your food as medicine, then you can't actually heal. And so this is the most crucial and foundational food course content that I'll probably make, because your gut matters so much, and your probiotics and your prebiotics will affect your gut health, because your gut is made up of all of these bacteria, and the more diverse they are, the better, and this is how you do it. So 8 probiotic rich foods to boost your gut. So probiotic foods help to replenish your healthy gut bacteria and increase your microbiome diversity. So you want to aim for about 1 to 2 servings of probiotic rich foods each day in your diet. So the other thing when you're thinking about probiotic rich foods is to also think about prebiotic rich foods. So hold on to that thought and we'll get there, okay? So first, let's talk about probiotic rich foods, because we do that first, and then we also think about feeding those bacteria, and that's why we add prebiotic rich foods into our diets, okay? So we want to include 1 to 2 servings of probiotic rich foods each day into our diets, and these are some great ideas. So yogurt, dairy or coconut, you want it to have live active cultures. You want it to be full fat, unsweetened, and make sure you check the label that it says live active cultures, because there's a lot of yogurts out there that are not really yogurt. If you can't find any in your area, I would suggest that you make it. You make it at home. You can make it in an Instant Pot. Why not? Some brands that I like are Nancy's, Noosa, Organic Valley, Siggy's, and So Delicious is good. Just make sure you read the label. There's some additives in So Delicious, I think, but just make sure you read the label and reference all of the sneaky ingredients content that comes before this in this course. Now, kefir is also dairy, but a great way to get probiotics. It's fermented milk that is teeming with probiotics. Again, opt for plain and unsweetened. Brands like Maple Hill, Organic, Green Valley, Lifeway, and Wallaby could be good options. Just please look for the sugar content, because some of these can be really, really sugary, and you're gonna need to get used to it not being sugary. If you need to with yogurt, sometimes for my kids, I will take my yogurt that's plain. I'll buy vanilla bean paste and a little honey, raw local honey, and I will put it in, just dump the whole thing into my mixer and mix in vanilla bean paste and honey. And then I have home sweetened honey vanilla bean yogurt, and it is so good, and it makes it fluffier. So it's just a really great option. You can also add other like fruits in there if you want to. But just make sure you're mindful of the sugar content, because it could go up really fast. Next, sauerkraut is a shredded cabbage that's been fermented by lactic acid bacteria. Make sure you choose unpasteurized versions that have live active cultures. This is so sad. A lot of like the food industry has been built around not spoiling and making sure there's no bacteria in the food. And the problem with that is that we get a lot of preservatives, and then we also get no good bacteria for our poor little guts. And we need to be able to replenish that, especially since we're exposed to antibiotics everywhere. We are exposed to antibiotics in the non-organic meats that we eat, potentially in our environments, And when we get sick and our doctor's like, hey, you should take an antibiotic, right? We need to replenish our probiotics, or our good bacteria, in our guts. And this is one of the ways that we do it, but you have to be careful about how you source them, because not all yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut is gonna do that. So just be careful. And this is how you discern it. So it's gonna say on the label, live active cultures. Oh, Bobby's sauerkraut is amazing. Definitely my favorite. Farmhouse Kraut and Eden Organics are good options. Now, miso is made from fermented soybeans and is rich in nutrients and has an amazing salty flavor. If you have some hormone issues, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you have soy, but if you like soy and you feel good when it's in your diet, then by all means add soy if you like it. There's a lot of cultures that have a lot of soy in their diet, as long as it's organic, please, at least non-GMO. So be mindful of the sourcing. Brands like Miso Master, Muso, or Eden Foods would be good options. Kimchi, I love kimchi. It's a spicy traditional Korean dish made with fermented vegetables like cabbage, radish, or cucumber. So you hit a bunch of bases when you do kimchi in your diet. You get all the nutrients in radish, cabbage, and cucumber, and you get the probiotics as well. Mother-in-law's Wild Brine Cleveland Kitchen are all great options for kimchi. Tempeh is fermented soy grain meat substitute, I think would be a good way to explain that if you've never had that before. Some tempeh brands contain gluten, so just make sure you're checking the label. Gluten-free tempeh brands include Light Life, West Soy, Soy Boy, and Smiling Hera. I really like tempeh. Again, it's if you tolerate tempeh well. If you tolerate soy well, then that would be a good option for you. Kombucha is a sweet and fizzy fermented drink made with tea, sugar, bacteria, and yeast. GT's Enlightened Kombucha is my personal favorite. Health Aid and Brew Doctor are probably my favorite brands. They're, again, just like all of these, are brands that aren't actually fermented. So don't just assume that because it's kombucha that it's good for you. That's not the case. If you have questions about a specific brand, please let me know. We can talk about it. I love answering those kinds of questions. And then natto is a Japanese staple. It's a fermented soybean product that's made with Bacillus subtilis bacteria. And you can find natto at Japanese markets or Asian grocery stores. Again, stay away if you struggle with soy or don't feel well when you eat soy. Next, we're going to talk about probiotic-rich recipes, so stay tuned for that and watch for that next training.